Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's better. I'm going to say 3 words anyway. But anyway, welcome all again. It's so great to see a crowd like this. Thank all the candidates for coming, and for Josh and Antonio for finding their way here in their busy schedule. So I'm going to turn it over to Kathy, who is the chairman of the Delhi Democratic Committee. She'll look at all the wonderful people who helped pull this together. Thank you for coming.
Hi, everybody. So I have a lot of people to thank. Something like this doesn't happen without a lot of help. I'd like to especially to thank Jim and Cindy Smart. Had so much enthusiasm and so great a sense of logistics and how to put an event together. We'd like to thank Kathleen Hayek and the executive committee of the DCDC for sponsoring this event. We would like to thank Joseph Schell, our treasurer. And Kim Van Atta, who is going to conclude our short program here with a call for volunteers. We also received a lot of help from Lisa Tate, Sue Dapkins, Celine DiCarlo, Shauna Bay. We want to thank Birdsong Farms for our gorgeous flowers. And we'd like to send a really huge thanks to Chris for parking us. And at this point, I would just like to recognize some of our elected officials. We have Eric Ball from Walton, our mayor. And at this time, could Janet Tweed and could we have also Michele and Vicki? It is a great honor to introduce Janet Tweed from Delhi, our candidate for New York State Assembly 102.
Thank you very much, Kathy. And yeah, I'm Janet Tweed. It is so good to be in Delhi. I got to be in Wyndham yesterday, and I'll get to be in Schoharie and other counties in the future. Most of you know who I am. I am all about better healthcare for this region, as well as building the environment and making sure that we can enjoy being sustainable and still prospering out here. And I'm going to turn it over to the next person, and that's Vicki Davis.
Thanks to Janet. I'm Vicki Davis. I'm running for 121. I'd like to thank all of you for being here because, frankly, your choice to be here puts us 3 steps further on the way to, bringing back our country to where it should be. I'd like to thank you again. A nation is really decided and judged by the state of its people, and we've got some work to do, but we are well on the way. So join us in doing that. Thank you again for being here, and this is Michele Frazier, who's running for the Senate.
Hey everybody. Typically on the trail I tell a long story about zucchini. The fact that you can't hide from zucchini in Delaware County, so I did bring some for Stuart and Kathy today, so take this with you, make sure you have it. So Michele Frazier, most of you know I grew up in Oneonta, but I grew up on the Delaware County side of Oneonta. So I actually grew up in Delaware County, and my mother's originally from Delhi, Elm Street. There's a little book about her called Buzzy and the River Rats. So if you've ever heard of that book, my mom's in there. And my mother for my entire life has told us how Delhi is paradise. This is the place to be. I'm starting to drink the Kool-Aid. So I now live here. And what I have learned about Delaware County is that we show up. Right? Yeah. We show up. You're here, you've shown up. How many of you saw that there were 850 people at the fair on the square? We show up. Right? How many of you have ever been to a game at Delaware Academy for middle school basketball players? We show up. Right? So what are we going to do in November? That's right, and we're showing up for this guy who's pretty amazing and tall, and so I say vote tall and small. And I'm reminded daily of how short I am, but our next U.S. Congressman, Josh Riley.
Thank you. How we doing? All right. This is the best. All right, I'm going to tell you, I have the honor of introducing my good friend Antonio Delgado, who's here. We love him. First, real quick, a little out of breath. I've been chasing my two little kids around. I want to tell you a couple of things. I'm so inspired these days. You guys? Yeah! One thing that inspires me every day, many of you have had a chance to meet my family. My wife Monica's here, little Mateo, Patricio. They're working so hard for this campaign. I love them for it. I know you guys do too. I'm so inspired by what I'm seeing on the campaign trail with voters the last couple of days, really for the whole campaign. But this weekend has been special. We are now 100 days out from the election. 100 days. We have a lot of work to do in the next 100 days, but I feel great about where we are. Just this weekend, we did campaign events in Greene and Shenango County. We did a canvas launch in Oneonta. We had an event in Caro, Kinderhook, Ellenville, Ackerd, Roscoe. This morning, we launched a canvas in Ithaca. I just got here from the Broome County Fair, and I will tell you, we have already, it's July, folks, we have already knocked on thousands of doors across this district. And what I'm hearing from voters, I just had a bunch of conversations with folks who are about to be third-time Trump voters. I've had conversations with folks who are so fired up about Kamala Harris as our nominee. I know in our politics, when you watch TV and you follow politics in the national news, it feels like we're very, very divided as a people and as a country. But one of the biggest honors of my life has been being able to travel across this district, talking to people from the reddest communities, the bluest communities, all different walks of life. And I'm so inspired by how much we share in common and our common values. I'm talking to folks in the most Republican parts of this district who are coming up to me and saying, Josh, we've never voted for a Democrat before. We're voting for you because we have granddaughters and we got to get Roe v. Wade back on the book. I just had a conversation with a gentleman down in Broome County. He has been in and out of work for a long time, was doing some manufacturing work, has faced a lot of adversity in his life, and he was there with his two little grandkids. He had just retired and they were enjoying their time at the county fair. And we got to talking, and we don't agree on a lot of politics, but he depends on Medicare and Social Security. I'm going to fight like hell for that because I'm going to fight like hell for him, and that's how we're going to win this election.